How's it going, guys? With Ireland releasing their squad, with Wales now releasing their squad as well, we are one day away from getting that match. To be fair, I think this is just going to be a routine win for Ireland, especially considering, well, I'll say especially considering the squad that they have played. They aren't taking this one too seriously while still trying to be as respectful as possible to Wales, right? I do feel Wales has become the old Italy, in which case people are being rested, people are being tested. Um, for this is there to get some international caps. You have players like Jamie Osborne, you have players like Thomas Clarkson that are getting game time, right? And that's crucial for them. And this is helping Ireland build those building blocks to squad depth and to really, really, start building for the future. Now, with this game almost here, I've had a bit of time to think in relation to a couple issues and a couple key factors into the game. So let me know what you guys think in relation to these key factors, and if it's anything that you guys have anything to say on it, please drop it in the comment section below. And as always, hopefully this video has earned me a subscription of yours, as I just want to provide you guys with the best content physically possible, and I want to have a chat with you guys, right? So let's break it down. First of all, Ireland squad is a very changed Ireland squad. They have a lot of players out, missing. Yes, there has been some changes in the likes of Bundy Aki being on the bench. You have Joe McCarthy coming in. You have Thomas Clarkson coming in. You have Dan Sheehan coming in for the injured Kelleher. But to be fair, with Dan Sheehan coming in, he's coming in as captain, right? There's no need to worry about that. Sheehan is one of the best hookers in the world. So, I mean, when people see him on the bench, they're like, "Oh, he can't be as good as Kelleher." Nah, that's game plan. That's game work, right? Easterby is doing a bloody phenomenal job for Ireland in Farrell's wake. And honestly, there was a comment of mine earlier that, because I was talking about potentially after the Six Nations, Easterby is going to have a lot of resumes on his desk. There's going to be a lot of people, jumping over for him, especially with the work that he's doing for Ireland right now. But the comment was like, look, Easterby has, kind of said, look, I'm in it for the long run, and potentially wants to take over Farrell's job after the Rugby World Cup. And I thought to myself, and I was like, that makes sense, because I wouldn't be able to see anyone that would have Ireland play in that style with this management, with this game plan and future plan than Easterby. All right. Once Andy Farrell eventually ends up moving on, Easterby would be the best successor to him, obviously having worked under him for so many years. So Easterby is doing a phenomenal job whilst Farrell is away. And it kind of feels like you don't even notice it that much. And that shows a lot on just how good of a coach Andy Farrell is. When you have someone at your main man next to you, where he's able to do a par job that you would do, right, in leading a nation. So Easterby, hats off to you. I'll give you a bloody round of applause. You're doing a phenomenal job, and just better keep doing it. But with Ireland, yes, they are playing a slightly weaker squad, well, a changed squad. I do still feel they have far too much for Wales. And now, don't get me wrong, Wales themselves are no joke either. We are talking about a real problem team here, right? They're going to be a resurgent team. I'm not necessarily saying that they're going to win, but I'm saying they're going to come in with a lot of passion. They're going to come in rejuvenated. They are going to come in with nothing to lose. What's there for them to lose? They just lost their coach. They know that they're probably going to be getting the wooden spoon. So what more do they have to fight for? Well, sorry, what do they have to lose? And what do they have to fight for? They have everything to fight for. What do they have to lose? Nothing. We've seen Anscombe come in. Anscombe is coming in at 10. And then we have Max Llewellyn coming in at 13, right? You have players like Blair Murray, Tom Rogers at 15 and 14 respectively. Ben Thomas at 12, right? Jack Morgan captaining at 6. Wilgriff John, who it's about time he bloody got more. He got more time. I really like Wilgriff John, bloody phenomenal. Elliot D, Nicky Smith, again, phenomenal forwards. And if you take a look on the Six Nations website, you can look under statistics, and you will see that Wales have won 90% of their scrums. Yeah, that's right. They are actually leading in winning percentage of scrums. So will Wales be able to make use of this? Because Ireland are not very dominant when it comes to scrums. They are so good at so many different aspects in terms of passing, in terms of lineouts, in terms of points scored. That they control a lot of different areas. But the one thing Wales has above everybody is scrum wins. Are they going to be able to use this? Right? One of the biggest things that Wales are going to have to be able to manage to do is to stop Jamison Gibson Park. How do you stop a monster like this? Right? Because he's going to be key as to how Ireland play. And it doesn't help not only having Gibson Park, you have Prendergast to compete with. So how will you be able to manage that? Right? So they're going to need players like your Thomas Williams, your Ellis Mee, your Ben Thomas, your Max Llewellyn, who's going to carry, they're gonna fight tooth and nail, and then you're gonna have players like Talupa Falatau, like Tommy Rafal, that they are gonna be fighting for literally everything. Literally everything. They are gonna need to make Ireland make as many mistakes as possible. They are gonna need to, copy Italy's style and go for points in any way, shape, or form. But the difference is they better make sure that they convert. We saw just how dominant Tommaso Allen was. The guy practically had a golden boot on him, and he was able to convert damn near enough everything. And guess what happened? Even with Scotland playing so well, Italy still managed a bucket load of points. Why? Because of their 15 being on form, using his kicking right. If Wales can do that style, which it's not necessarily their style, but if they're able to have Blair Murray, as an example, kicking, or to have Gareth Anscombe kicking, or whoever the hell they want to have kicking, I don't care. They better be on point, they better be quick, and they better be on target, right? Because Ireland are not going to let you do anything. They are going to be ruthless. They're not going to make that many mistakes. They are going to pressure you hard. And then guess what? When you are tired, and when you are sore, and when you're in pain, and when you just want to give up, they are going to bring on players. And trust me, you do not want to see the players that they're going to bring on, right? Because when you're talking about the players like, let's just say James Ryan, let's just say Finley Bealham, and then you have Bandiaki. No man on planet Earth will want to see players like Bandiaki and Bealham come on the 60th or 70th minute, when all your lungs want to do is burst out of your chest, and see these guys walking onto the pitch fully fresh, glowing like bloody angels, about to get just destroyed. Nobody wants to see that. That is what Ireland have at their disposal. That is exactly what Ireland have at their disposal. And it's going to be something that's really, really going to make a difference. Wales do have the boost of having Max Llewellyn, having Gareth Anscombe come in. Then they have the likes of Aaron Wainwright, which is on the bench, who you'll undoubtedly get some game time, but probably only around the 60th, 70th minute when things are going tough, which they will do. Having players like Jared Evans, Rodri Williams, again, going to be essential for them to get anything. But how are Wales going to do anything up against Ireland? One of the things that I can potentially think of is obviously they need to nullify Jameson Gibson Park, and they need to slow them down. They need to slow down Gibson Park because he is so quick. His ability to think is unnatural, right? The guy, he's working in slow motion. That is how he feels at points. And then having a relatively young Wales side, they now need to deal with an Ireland side that is still relatively young, that is packed with experience, right? And that are all world beaters. So what are you going to do? They have to stop the rucks from breaking over so quickly. They need to need to jackal. They need to turn over possession, right? They need to have a damn near enough perfect game because they're not going to let them breathe. Ireland are going to be on them like a fat kid on a cupcake. It is going to be ridiculous. And plus they have fresh legs in a lot of players like Clarkson. He's going to be scary. And then you think, oh, you know what? I'm just going to bring on Bielam. How scary would it be if Type Furlong had to be available? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I want to hear where you guys are at with this game. And do you think Wales have even the slightest chance to get one over on Ireland? I want to hear what you guys think. Surely there's something I'm missing. Surely there's something I'm not thinking about. Surely there's some tactic or key that Wales have that could unlock Ireland's defense. But again, it comes down to another comment that I received in one of my other videos, and they said Ireland have no weaknesses. And my reply to that was, look, there is no team without a weakness. And if they didn't have a weakness, that would probably be their weakness, if that makes sense, because it's only through weaknesses that you can grow and become better. But the comment was, look, Ireland have no weaknesses. And I said, no. Ireland do have weaknesses. They just don't have any weaknesses that Wales can exploit and make the best of. That is something I truly do believe. I don't believe Wales have the necessary quality, consistency, player relationship, right, to honestly utilize any weaknesses, no matter how small they are, for Ireland. You've got to think a lot of these Irish boys are all playing for the same team, and they've all been playing for the same teams for a very, very long time. I think majority. I think there's only like 2 or 3 Munster players. The rest are Leinster and Mac Hansen. I forget the team that he plays for right now. The name always stumps me. But yeah, Mac Hansen, he plays for another domestic club. But majority of them are from Leinster. Majority of them are for Munster. I don't think there's any Ulster. But what I'm trying to say is a lot of the island side play together week in, week out. When you look at France, another example, look at France. How many of them play for Toulouse or Bordeaux? How many? They are constantly playing together. That is what Ireland have. That is what South Africa have. That is what France have. That is what New Zealand have. There's that bond. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I want to hear what you guys think in relation to this. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's like a crucial key factor that I am missing. I want to hear from you guys. Score prediction is I see Wales getting a try and maybe a penalty, no more than 10 points, and Ireland to take this away, getting 30 to 40 points, maybe even a bit more, depending on how ruthless and how good of a game Prendergast plays. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope this video has earned me a subscription of yours. If you guys do have any problems with the video or anything that I've said, note it down in the comment section below. I do try to read every single comment. Obviously, if I don't respond, please don't get upset. But I want to hear from people with different opinions. I would not be making a video if everybody had the same opinion as me. I want to hear what you guys think. And I want to know who will ultimately be Gibson Park's replacement for the 2027 World Cup. Because Gibson Park's getting on his age. There's a couple players lurking around. But do we have a Prendergast level player at 9? Well, Ireland, do they have a player like that at 9? We all saw how Prendergast came out of nowhere, right? We all thought Crowley was going to be Sexton's successor. That turned out wrong. And yes, when I say Prendergast came out of nowhere, I get a lot of comments. They're like, "Oh, Prendergast, he didn't come out of nowhere. He's been on Ireland's list for a long time. He's been on Leinster's players to watch for a long time, development players." Yes, he has been on those lists for a very long time because he is a genuine talent. But nobody saw him taking this role and running with it. I was expecting a competition up against Crowley. I wasn't expecting Prendergast to practically solidify himself as a number 10. How often does that happen? How many games did Prendergast have for Ireland before essentially becoming their number 110? You got to think Crowley is far more experienced than Prendergast. Prendergast has what? 6 international games to his belt, considering the Scotland game. But it's that talent, it's that mindset. He's strong here. Yes, he might seem a little tall and scrawny, but I guarantee you see this man in real life. He's not tall and he's not scrawny. I mean, he might be scrawny compared to rugby players, because have you seen rugby players these days? Their farts must be ridiculously potent. They are hopped up on every bloody thing possible. They're looking like walking fridges. I don't even want to think about what it would be like to see Andrew Porter in real life. The guy is practically as wide as he is tall, and he is a tall guy. Built like a brick shithouse. But anyway, I digress. Guys, Ireland will demolish Wales. It just depends on how much of a good game Wales makes. And you know what? I hope I eat my words. I hope Wales prove me wrong and prove the entire world wrong and come through with a win. Because that would open up the Six Nations like there's no tomorrow. Anybody would be able to win then. France could win, England could win, Scotland could win. It would make for good rugby. And that's what I'm here for. So guys, one day away. I'll catch you guys in the next one, which will more than likely be a match review. And I'll catch all you guys there. So have a lovely night, and I wish you all the best. Bye bye now.